back up.
I'm going to start with the grade 2 letter. And even if it's not your year level, there's a lot that you can learn, and especially if you're someone who works with multiple year levels, then you can probably deal with it too. So could I have a volunteer who would like to read out the grade 2 letter?
How do you know which grade it is?
Please.
The grade 2 is.
You can tell by the content. If it says hi mum, then it's the grade 2 level.
So, you ready?
Hannah, maybe come to the front, if you don't mind. Because people can't maybe hear.
Also the video.
I'll project.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Mom. I hope you and everyone are doing good. I really miss you. Not really. I love camp. The activities are so cool and the Magic Club are so nice. They sit and talk to us and helped me last night when I was feeling so homesick. I was so scared of the darkness and the flies, and Miriam sat next to me on my bed and told me a story, and I got so tired I fell asleep. I was a bit worried last night because it was your last day and I was drinking so much I was scared I was going to pee in my bed like I did last time I slept at Softa's house. There was a girl in grade 2 who peed last night, and the Magic Club were talking about her dirty laundry and who was going to wash it at breakfast, and all the grade 2 girls found out and were giggling. I'm so scared that can happen to me. Anyway, Hannah and Sari are being a bit annoying. They practice their Kim Factor dances all day and don't let anyone who doesn't go to Miss Kim's play with them. It's hard because only me and Kai are the only girls who don't go to Miss Kim, and the Magic Club don't understand that we're always being left out. I wish the Magic Club would do more to help those girls know that it's so mean not to let us practice with them. Last night was a talent show or night activity. The Magic Club were so cool, they put on their own dance and song. They're so talented. We are lucky because our Magic Club like to sit with us during meals and activities. The grade 4 Magic Club are always sitting on the side, talking to each other. They never sit with the girls, and the girls are always a bit bored. Deanie told me that yesterday. I think she's okay, but camp just isn't as fun when you're a Magic Club. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. The food in camp is not like your food. I only ate Vegemite and chocolate spread sandwiches every day, except for Shabbos when I ate fairy bread. At rest time, I go to canteen and buy Laffy Taffies and Bizzlies. I think I'm going to run out of money very soon. Content. Also, what do you think I should do, Mom? I'm swimming every day. I'm not such a good swimmer, and the lifeguard doesn't let me swim in the deep end. Everyone else is in the deep, and I don't want to complain to the Magic Club because they like to sunbathe, but I feel like a baby and I get really bored. Anyway, Mom, even if there's bad stuff, it's really small. I really love my bunk in camp. Thanks for sending me. Love you, and give a kiss to my pop. Push pop.
Okay, so as you can see in grade 2, there are some emotional issues, social issues, and then there's like just comfort issues, if you will. So what are the issues that you've identified, and maybe what would be some solutions with regards to being at that year level, or things that you would either do or maybe think or say to do this kid?
Should we call out maybe the girls that did the letter to present what they thought? They're going to send one representative from each group out.
Okay. So what did your group say?
Okay, so as we analyze the letter, if you look through the whole thing, you can divide what she's saying into 2 categories. You can find just blatant statements that don't really mean anything, and then you find statements that are quote-unquote complaints and that are her feelings being projected. And the feelings that are being projected are all about her Magic Club, but what they're not doing and what they're doing wrong. And so for a lot of these things, I think that it's not even about what the Magic Club should say, it's about what they should do and what they shouldn't do. So the first one would be not to talk about your kids in front of your kids. That was the one about the girl who wet her bed. The second one about Miss Kim, whatever is that, the dance teacher.
Yeah.
I figured that out later. That one, it's just being sensitive. It's like, let's say your kids want to sing like a Frozen song, but 8 of your kids know what Frozen is, and 2 of your kids don't know what Frozen is. Then you just have to be sensitive to the fact that you're like, oh, let's let it go. But then what about your 2 girls on the side? And so you need to kind of filter it into a streamlined conversation that is generally accepted by all kids. Talent show, be involved with your kids. And then the pool is also be involved with your kids. And just remember that you have all year to hang out with your friends, but they only have 2 weeks to be influenced. Yeah.
Thank you. Any additional insights?
Yeah, something like with being left out, to come back to Dad's also something like that. I kind of felt left out of other kids is that kids love to make up secret languages, like they speak in gibberish and stuff, and then they like pretend they're talking about someone else, and that's really annoying.
And it affects kids really on many year levels, not just in grade 2.
Yeah.
But in grade 2 it's really pronounced, and kids use it against each other as a way to make themselves feel good. So it's definitely something to be aware of. Does anyone want to add anything from that group over there? Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, there was just one problem that nobody said about. She doesn't eat any of the food in camp, and that's like, it's not like literally, like that was me and like every other child that I know of in camp. They always have some kind of issue with the food, and either they just buy tons of canteen or they just like have like a cup of cordial every hour or something. So it's a very big problem, and I think if the counsellors are not realising that the child is not eating, then obviously they're not doing a good job at being part of the group, and they're not being intuitive enough. Not even intuitive, they just can see it with their eyes. So something needs to be done about that. And
Thank you for bringing that up. That's one of the things that I wanted to cover. Thank you. Anyone else got anything they wanted to add?
Even when like you don't necessarily need to talk about it, but the camera can feel when you have a negative vibe. They can feel it straight away. Kids have this incredible way of understanding you, and things that you would never know. You could be still smiling at them and still play with it, and they can feel it through and through. And just because you don't say it doesn't mean they don't feel it.
And I guess there's a lot of people here. I mean, we all campers at some stage, so I guess we all can relate to this in some level. Anyone want to add anything?
I just want to add, can I add two things? Just about the bedwetting, we've got myself in camp, and we've got, as Abigail said, she's coming, and we're happy to help with the bedwetting. So if you do have a child that wets her bed, you can come to us and we can deal with it. We'll send the kids out of the room, we'll strip the linen and wash it and put it back. So it doesn't have to be your job, but you do have to be aware of it. So you might have to go, especially really any age in primary, it could be any age, even up to year 7. You might have to go every room, every day or once in a while to each bed and smell it. Like, I know it sounds funny, but the kids won't tell you they've bed wet. They might have a pile of pyjamas starting to pile up and the room starts smelling because no one's noticed that kids are wetting their bed. Especially the young grades, you're going to have to just go and do a quick smell around the beds, and we'll deal with it. Come and tell us, but that's something to be aware of. And one more thing with the eating, I think we mentioned it with the first day, that every night the staff fill out a form about each child every night, and one of the things are, did they eat? So that's something that hopefully you'll be aware of and you'll watch, and it will come up. And if you're having trouble that the kids are not eating, we'll have to come up with alternative solutions of what we can feed them. I mean, I think that if a child is a fussy eater, the mother should be aware and should send extra food to camp. I know I do it for my son. He doesn't eat camp food and I send my own things. But if the mother isn't aware and it becomes our problem, then we'll have to work out what food we can give them instead of the regular meals.
I was going to ask about what's your kids eating. There's food there, but they're not going to eat any of that food, so there has to be an alternative, so that isn't always.
So there are certain alternatives that we do in camp, and then there's also just sometimes they're refusing, but we try. We're not going to do 50 apples for them, but we will bend over to help them, whatever it is, you know. And in the past, we've gone to the kitchen, and the kitchen staff have been pretty open about letting us take, you know, if the kid wants a tomato and a cucumber or whatever it is that they want, or they want canned tuna, then we will try, you know, work it out. Camp food is really not that bad. I have to say, the camp maybe is, and it's one of the things I actually don't like about camp. I like about camp.